Hi, Kaori. I have really exciting news. I can't wait to share your painting with you. Are you ready to see what it looks like? Ta-da! So this is the completed painting. I'm going to describe a little bit of my experience in the creation of this, and then we'll do some channeling to learn more about who she is, okay? So this painting actually started out as this color. So the entire canvas was covered in this colored paint. It was purple and pink and black all mixed together, which actually kind of looked cool. But once the colors mixed, then they sort of turn into this color. And what I painted in this mix of color was a man with a big bushy beard, and then a cat, an actual cat as well. And I know you had talked about you had a cat that had passed away that you have a real sincere connection with. So we'll see if I can gather any wisdom about that for you too. But I let that dry, and you'll see this painting is covered in grooves of information. It kind of is interesting because the grooves even sort of create a mountain-esque type of feel. What I love about this is all the colors, all the rainbow colors. This sort of swirled paint, it's sort of like she's looking at her own reflection in the mirror, and there's sort of like water around here. And then this mountain, this is actually her female, it's her belly button here, but it's also a mountain, and that's her big heart. And originally she had this little pixie kind of haircut, and this pixie cut kind of got longer and longer and longer, and I had her resting on my wall for a while so I could kind of see how I would feel about the painting, if it's done or not yet, or if I had to add anything. Well, anyway, kept telling me her hair needs to be short, so I gave her a haircut. And then I added this blue paint to really kind of resemble a pretty blue sky. But in the end, it's sort of like she's looking at a reflection in the water in like a pond. Do you see what I mean? It's almost like a pond as she's looking at a reflection in the water now. So I'm really excited. It's kind of cool here, the stars, by the way. She wanted me to put stars here. Instead of having stars in the sky, we have a sort of watery effect, and then the stars are right here. This is a really powerful image. I really like the way it makes me feel inside, and I cannot wait to learn more about this painting, more about this woman. I'm just taking her in and relaxing. She even has sort of a cat-like smile about her. As her lips are kind of, she's kind of got a cat-like face. You know how some humans can even have cat-like features? Even her lips and such are kind of cat-like. So let me just relax here and we'll see what comes, okay? I feel there's a woman who has a really intense star right here on her third eye. But as a human being, she has not discovered the star. As a human being, she would put maybe a jewel here of some kind, but even that would not symbolize the true power, the true emphasis of light that comes from this space. They show me you as more of like a I don't know how I would. She's more of an Indian woman with a jewel right here. Really noticeably red jewel that she is putting right here. Really ornately, very thick, long hair, black, but ornately sort of pieced together, and it's really pretty looking. She's wearing a red garb, a red outfit. Really keeps the spirit keeps emphasizing this. Really, it's a big jewel. It's actually like this big of a jewel, red right here with gold around the sides. She is going about a normal day. She's washing clothes in a sacred river. She doesn't seem to discover even her own true power, her own true emphasis of what this means. Why is she wearing this? Symbolic of of sort of an energetic gift or an identity with the third eye, with the higher wisdom, but yet she's washing clothes in a sacred river, but there's something lacking in her heart or in her true spiritual depth. She is reflective of sacred spirituality, but she is still not stepping into that persona, into her true self. There is a disappointing lack in the way that her heart feels. In this version, in this scene with this Indian woman, her goal is not to become a profoundly spiritually awakened persona. However, in your heart, I feel a longing for something far more than all of this. Something to awaken your own senses. You're not just going to wear just the bead here, for instance. You actually want to project the wisdom. You want to step into the wisdom. You want to be that. You want to know more. You want to have that spiritual awakening. That is what's in your heart. They keep identifying what are human beings who... They keep showing me the Indian woman with this here. And usually it's sort of like a little dot or something, but hers is very big and prominent and exposed. Like, you can't miss this. But yet she's living her life as though it's really it's just to look pretty, or is it really to represent higher wisdom, or your pathway to higher wisdom, your pathway to ascension, your pathway to something far more than all of this. In her heart, in this woman's heart, her life isn't about that. It's just her culture. But for you, for your spiritual atmosphere, for your energy, it's more than culture. It's I am ready. I am ready now. I want to step into this. How far will you go to discover who and what you are? How many different ways can you explore your reflection in the water, in the mirror? Can you cross the mountains in order to discover yourself? Where are the stars in your sky? Where is the rainbow of your reflection? Do you see yourself in the rainbow? Do you see yourself in the water? Do you see yourself in the mountains? Do you see yourself in the stars? Do you see yourself in the reflection of that which you want to be, that which you are? Your spiritual atmosphere, so there's a perplexing feeling, there's a perplexing energy here. It's got a stagnant way about it. I desperately want you to discover all of the mystery, to have it unravel before you, to have that divine awakening moment. There's just a pause right now. There's a softer energy entering into this conversation. Much softer energy, softened right on down to at the ankles. What is a small cat? Even licking toes. Purring, wanting you to notice. Wanting to play with toes, wanting to nibble on toes. Wanting you to notice your feet. Wanting you to notice who is at your feet. You stand on a ground here. It's sort of like in a home, standing on the floor in a home, not outside. There's a withdrawn energy about you. You're gazing out at a beautiful landscape. You see all of the beautiful landscape in one blink of an eye. You see mountains and beautiful gardens and trees and a beautiful sky that is turning into night with stars and water. I'm telling you, this scene here is phenomenal. This is a paradise scene. This is a scene of something out of a magazine. It can't even be real. In this blink of an eye, you see all of this, but you do not see yourself in this greatness. You do not see yourself in this greatness. You do not see yourself as all of these things. You see yourself as a human being, living a human life, but you do not see yourself as great, as worthy, as developed. This female, I'm not allowed to see her face. I'm only allowed to see that she is dressed in what is a gray colored cloth dress of some kind. It sort of reminds me of like a Cinderella type thing, a garb that is not fancy. It's dirty, it's tattered, it's worn, it's tired. She can be in joy with simple pleasures even. She does not need to be the great vast paradise that she could take in a blink of an eye. She could be happy just petting this delightful cat. The reality is, you will never step into the profoundness of that which you are until you acknowledge, I am profound. I am great. You will forever be like a Cinderella. You're not Cinderella by any means. That's beautiful to take part in the simple pleasures, but there's something in the development of what it is you are dreaming about, what it is you are desiring to step into, the true robes of your identity, of what you're capable of. But how will you step into those unless you work on acknowledging that you are great? You are as great as you long to be, as spiritually awakened. I feel you being pulled back. I feel like a pulled back from the greatness of the outdoors, pulled back into the space more, going more within or withdrawn. Not in grief or sadness, but in a state of, how do I define it? It could feel like every day. It could feel like the daily routine. It could feel like normal. Can't normal be a paradise? Can't normal feel like the greatness? Can't normal feel extraordinary? Or is normal just an evening resting in a living room, just being a simple person, so to speak? The reality is, if you're not going to acknowledge that which you are, then life will always be in this balance. You have to choose to face yourself and acknowledge who you are. Otherwise, you're not being honest with yourself. It would sort of be like, imagine Almighty God, incarnate as a human being, and the human being just sort of says, shucks, I'm not that awesome. I'm not worthy or deserving. There's nothing special I came here for. I long to have a spiritual awakening, but I'm not quite certain how I will accomplish that. You're the Almighty God! You're profound! So many of us here, we're all really amazing, immaculate souls, convinced that we are just ordinary people living an ordinary life, and it gets reduced down. And now we get confused as to who we are as souls and what our divine pathway or divine purpose is, or how to step into our true spiritual identity, which you long for in your heart. Long for this. Spirit's not indicating yet any advice for you yet. Let's see what else we can find out. I see what is a woman who is dressed very fancily. Her hair is pulled back very tight in a very tight bun. She is ornately decorated, an Asian woman. Beautiful silk garment. Very beautifully toned skin. She is alone on a dance floor. Her eyes are serious, looking back at me. I ask her, "What would you like to show me?" She takes her hand and has something in her hand and then goes quickly like that and then has a fan and fans herself. I didn't know what it was. Some sort of object in her hand. It turned out to be a fan. She's not speaking. She's mysterious. She's wanting me to evaluate her based on the way she looks, the way she stands. She wants me to know her without her sharing anything else with me other than this persona. I am slowly circling around her like a vulture. I'm not going to eat you, though. I am studying you. There's only so much you can express on the outside before eventually you will be forced to go within in order to discover the pearl or the diamond that you are. You can try to expose that all you want through the silk garment or the exotic eyes or the hair pulled back or this fan, this beautifully ornately decorated fan. There's obviously her presence is magnetizing. She's beautiful. A decoration even for a room that is so plain you can't miss her. I mean, she's extraordinarily decorated and beautiful. But what is all of this though? When we need to feel, we need to experience, who are you deep down inside? Who are you deep down inside? Who do you feel that you are deep down inside your heart? Do you feel that you are a gift to this world deep inside your heart? The Spirit is asking you that question. Are you a gift to this world? Do you feel that way inside? Spirit says, if you do not feel that way inside, why do you not feel that way inside? Now we're starting to get to know you. If you do feel that way inside, that you are a gift to this world, then how are you giving your gift to this world? What are you sharing of yourself that is a gift to this world? How are you changing people's lives? This is a really deep message about deep self-exploration, seeing yourself in the greatness of the natural world, natural creations, great mountains, great stars, that rainbow, water wisdom. All of these things are part of your identity, are part of who you are, and they teach you about yourself. You start learning more about yourself through these reflections, through the way the mountains make you feel, the way the stars make you feel, the way divine feminine makes you feel, the way the water makes you feel, the way you feel about yourself. You see? The real message is teaching you how to access how you truly feel inside about yourself. Because what is the vibration of your higher self, and what is the vibration of your human consciousness, the deeper aspects of your heart that teach you about you? You're way up here. Vibrationally, your soul, your higher self is way up here. So how will you have a profound spiritual awakening if your heart energy is still down here, is still self-discovering, right? And so you got to raise the bar, right? You got to keep raising the bar. And now you can meet yourself eye to eye. Now you are your own presence. Now you are that which you are. You are I am. I'm trying to, I'm running out of time here, but I want to see if I can change anything about this scene with the ornately decorated woman. I'm trying to take her hair out of the bun, remove, put the simple clothes back on, but Spirit says no. We've already allowed her to wear the simple clothing. That made her feel cozy in her own world. When she wears the decorated clothing, now she wants people to see her outer persona as the true diamond of her heart. When her heart really feels like this simple girl with the simple pleasures, so to speak. So who is she truly? Is she this decorated woman, or is she this simple woman? Who is she? Only you can decide. In the end, Spirit wants you to take one blink of your eye and look out the window at the vastness of the decorated earth. It is decorated and honest in its decoration, honest in its love, honest in the way that is expressing itself in its purest form. And that is how you find your reflection. You find your reflection there, because that is who and what you are. You're great. That's what Spirit has to share. That is what you will see when you look at your painting. You will see your reflection, okay? So thank you for this incredible experience. Totally means the world to me. It's an honor to meet you, to get to know your heart, to help you in your life on this spiritual pathway. Thank you for this experience. So that is all I have to share. I wish you a wonderful day.